the founder, meet himself, Z.A.Z. How you going, bro?
What's up, people?
So we'll get right into it.
Whatever you want to know.
How did it all begin? This chair means a killer. Fix that.
Yeah, these chairs are killer.
Where did it all start?
Where did it all start? Well, gonna have to cut a long story short there. Well, pretty much started on the Gold Coast for me. When I was 19, met a dude. He sort of taught me, he was rapping. He sort of taught me how to rap, you know, how to write and stuff. Yeah, so that's basically where it all started. And then from there, just kept writing. And then got into recording on the MP3 player. Did a heap of stuff there, and pretty much with just a keyboard, MP3 player, no microphones, nothing, no digital recorders,
None of the flash gear.
Yeah, nothing you see today. And it was all on tape. Well, after MP3, it was all on tape.
Yeah.
But I lost the MP3 player along the way somewhere, so the only thing I've really got left now is this thing here. So just a tape recorder.
A microphone on the end of it there. Pretty basic.
Yeah, it's pretty basic. So yeah, and then went from the Gold Coast up north to a place called Atherton, up in the Tablelands there. And that's where I sort of started accumulating a bit of gear and stuff. Like got a bit of keyboard and got like a stereo which had a mic jack and yeah, so I could get a mic going and stuff. But it was all still analog for me. Like it was, you know, beats with the mic on the speaker of the keyboard, playing through the stereo onto a tape, getting recorded onto a tape. And then once the instrumental's done, then flipping that tape over onto the other track, and then put the blank tape in, and then recording the whole thing together while you're rapping.
That's doing it the hard way, but it was the way.
It's all about the process.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wouldn't change it. The way I had to do it, I wouldn't change it. Nothing. And then yeah, so then after all the journey and all the start and all that, I finally came back to Wagga. Found out there was a few people rapping and there was a little scene sort of going on here.
A little crew.
And it turned out I actually knew the people. Knew the people that were doing shows and doing gigs and stuff. And then
Not just at little pub venues or?
Yeah, they were just doing pub gigs and that, but actually getting paid for it. So yeah, and they were doing a lot. Like they were doing a lot of gigs. They were doing once a month. Something like that. And then I sort of became friends. Well, I was already friends with one of them, and then I became friends with the other one. But met this other guy who was a DJ in Wagga, and he was brought to me by another mutual friend, and he was going to come and make beats for me because he had all the gear and everything. And I thought, oh yeah, that'd be great. And then I could just focus on writing and rapping and recording.
Yeah.
And then pretty much from the moment that he turned up, we clicked. We wrote our first track that night. Might not have been the best track, but you know, we got something out straight away. And then as time went on, he started wanting to rap, and he started asking me for tips on how, like, what to write and stuff. So I wouldn't say I was a ghost writer for him, but he was just rapping some verses that I wrote.
Yeah.
Because we were a duo, so I was just the duo songwriter, sort of thing. But then he started seeing what I was doing, and then started being able to come up with his own stuff, and it was pretty good. Yeah, and then we made an EP, recorded, mixed, mastered, everything was ready to go, and then you know how things happen, you sort of have fallen out sometimes. So we had a falling out, and then I went on my own journey. And probably about 3 months later, after we sort of split, he came back and like wanted to become friends again. But he knew that I was doing my own thing musically. And he goes, so what do you want to do exactly? And I said, I'm trying to come up with a label name. And he's like, well, why don't we sit down and brainstorm it? Like, you know, because it was all about brainstorming, Cookie was. And so we sat down and we come up with 50 names in this book. We come up with 50 names and just looked at this book and went, how are we gonna narrow this shit down? Because we only need one name.
Yeah, that's right.
Right now there's 50, so I thought, let's split it down to 25. So we went through, said all the names 3 times, just to see what would stick in your head. So then we cut the list to 25. And then from there, we cut it down to 10, to 5, to 3, and then out of that 3 we picked. And then always, because I came up with Off the Leash, that was always mine from the get-go, and that's what I believed in it from the get-go, because I love labels that are you can abbreviate, and ODL just, you know, ODL
rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, rolls off the tongue.
Rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. And then when people ask you, well, what does it stand for, and you say Off the Leash, and they're like, oh yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, and they look at you like, what are you thinking?
But there's another meaning for it too. It's because everyone's looking for freedom, and being off the leash, you're free. Yeah. So that's the meaning behind it. So yeah, that's where ODL all started, and then from there, like, because I was living in Grove Street, and sort of just made a little makeshift booth and stuff, and met Trickster, and then Trickster became ODL pretty much from the get-go, and then we started working together straight away, but the stuff we came out with together straight away, like, we heard it and we're like, okay, I think we've got something. So yeah, so I said, oh, you ODL, and yeah, fair enough.
Signed
Signed
right on the dotted line, mate.
And then, so then we thought, oh, so how can we, because we need a mic set up and that, we can't just, you know, keep hanging mics off roofs and doing it all that way.
Yeah.
So, I don't know where I found it, but there was this little cabinet, and I just cut the center of it out, and then the bottom of it, I just scooped it out so that the mic stand could fit in it. And then I just had that sitting on top of another cabinet, and then jammed in up against the
all homemade.
Jammed in up against the fridge that tight that it wasn't moving. So, and then that worked for ages, like the whole time we were at Grove Street. So, and then from there, just kept going, kept working.
Yeah.
Met a few other people along the way.
How did you come up with the name Z.A.Z?
Well, that's pretty simple, that one. People that don't know me, my name's actually Aaron, and you know, I've been called Z.A.Z
alright.
since I was a little kid. So all I did was sort of a way, I didn't want to be A-Z-Z-A because there's too many letters. I just wanted 3 letters. And so I thought, oh, how can I do it and make it cool? And then I thought of, remember those S's that you used to draw?
Well, like
the 3 where you do the 3 lines, the 6 lines or whatever.
The
and then
Stussy sign, isn't it?
You go like, you do the 3 strokes, and then you join them all together, and then you come up with, yeah. So I thought of that, but in a way to do it with Z.A.Z. or A-Z-A or whatever. Yeah. And then, so I was just thinking, because you got an A and you got a gap there, so you've got the gap. And then I just came up with some block letters, and and then it actually worked. It came out Z.A.Z, and I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. So it became a tag. So I just went around and graffitied it everywhere, and it was in my books at school.
I think that's how fucking most rappers start.
It was in my books at school, but it wasn't made specifically for a rap name. It was just a school tag type thing. Like, we used to go around painting and stuff, and that's how Z.A.Z came up. And then when I started rapping, I was thinking of names, and I thought, no, well, I've got to stay true to myself. So I just thought Z.A.Z is the one.
That's it.
And then everyone thought, oh yeah, Z.A.Z, because, you know, you got Jay-Z and you got, you know, all these other people for these letters in their name and that, and you're just coming up with that. And I was like, nah, the way I come up with it, tell them the story, and then they shut up.
Yeah, most people do that. Ones that, you know, the haters and that, they hear the story and they're like, oh, no, he's alright. Use their fucking head.
Yeah. Well, it's just like the tat, man. Like, you got to have meaning behind shit. You know, and my first tattoo, I wasn't gonna go get Jet Gang. You know what I mean? Yeah,
that's
no matter how much the crew wanted me to get it.
That's another episode, that one.
Yeah.
That'll take 2
Shout
episodes.
out to all the Jet Gang fans.
Not.
Nah. You will understand that in later episodes.
That might cover probably 2 episodes.
Oh, I'm gonna have to, man. It was part of the journey, so.
So
good or bad, you got to cover it.
Yeah. So you were saying talking about Trickster as in like, so that's he's doing it with you. So what's his sort of, how did he?
Well, he's all married up now, and he's got kids and that.
He's still doing it, but
he still loves his music and stuff. He just doesn't get a lot of time to be able to do it.
Righto. We're back after a bit of a technical malfunction, boys. Sorry about that. So we're Trickster.
Yeah, so Trickster, yeah. So he's moved out of town now. I'm not gonna expose his address to anything or anyone. But yeah, he's out of town now, and actually been out there to do a video shoot and stuff for a song called Wicked that I did. But we ended up doing a different track instead. We ended up doing Tales from the Underground, which I worked with a dude from Adelaide named Complex. Shout out to Complex.
So these are songs that haven't been put out yet. Like you're getting.
Those ones have. Tales from the Underground's been done, and yeah, got some pretty good feedback. Haven't actually got any newer stuff with Trickster at the moment. But yeah, I've got a few old tracks that we did that I'm thinking about dropping. Just to. You heard it here first. Just so he can get in the scene a bit more and stuff. Yeah. Well, he's ODL, man, so
get him
out
of the married life.
I don't want me to go like all the way up here and then like he's dangling down here when he's ODL. Yeah. So I want all my people to
roll with you. Rise.
Yeah.
So have you been doing any? What have you been doing lately? What's Z.A.Z been up to lately?
Lately, well, other than organising youth programs for the Creative Wellbeing Group, that's a really good thing that's happening, but we can talk more about that in a different episode. Yeah. Just been writing, I actually use an app now, a phone app.
So as I think everyone does.
Yeah, but it's still writing. Yeah. So, you've actually seen firsthand how much I've actually got written on paper, so you know I'm a writer.
You know them green Woolies bags, you know all the Coles bags, that sort of size bags. I think there's a couple of those, few of those.
Well, there's one of those full of just loose sheets.
All material from.
And then I've got probably
way back in the day.
And then I think I've got about 15 books that are full.
Lots.
So lots of rhymes and just some of them are good, some of them need a bit of work, but most of the good stuff now is the stuff that I'm coming up with now. Like I'm older now, and I've got a daughter, and everything's sort of changed in life. So, yeah.
As it does.
And I just want to tell my story, as everyone does.
So we got the computer set up here. We might even be able to play a snip a little bit, because we don't.
I only snip it.
We don't. I'll let you do that.
I do apologise though, because I let Skylar play his full track, which I was going to put a link into, but I couldn't find where his track was, what platform it was. So whether it was YouTube, Spotify, whatever. So I couldn't put the link up for his song. But everyone knows it anyway. All his followers know it and stuff. So yeah, what, you want to hear something?
Yeah, we'll hear something. Throw something on. We'll give you a little
Alright.
small taste.
I'll play something from the mixtape that's coming soon, which is called All I Need. And yeah, like I said, mixtape, no features, all solo Z.A.Z. Once I fix this PayPal shit up, then I can actually start purchasing.
Someone was frauding him, trying to set him up for debt. In the next coming episodes, we might have.
Sorry, Peeps, just got to turn the speakers on.
Trickster coming to the show too. You just got to, get it right time, right place, organise a few things.
Now, you're going to hear the producer tags and a woman saying, buy this beat today. Purchase this beat today. But don't worry about that, because I won't be dropping it like that.
This is just, we're still.
Because that's the weakest shit you can do, man. Producers need to get paid for their work. Even if you're just buying a lease for $30, like, you do that, man. You invest in yourself. And they'll see that, and then they'll want to work with you more.
That's right.
Alright, so what song should I show them? Do you think? What do you like out of the entrance?
You could use Cardsy.
The entrance?
Leash.
Make them feel it. Last shot, or anyway.
Last shot. We'll just show them that.
Turn it up a little bit.
Taylor about the fucking flex.
Let the beat drop, everything they need now. Yeah, they know the weed got. Watch it grow like weed crops. Bars hard enough to get Tarzan swinging from the treetops. When life tries to knock me down, I tell it free shot. I don't need a lot, I just wanna make a living doing what I want. That's why I gotta give it all that I got. Can never let my haters see me drop. Nah, can't quit till I hit the sweet spot. Let the beat squash, come see a wolf, keep the sheep lost. It's weak, what the kids on these streets
what's this song?
at the G-spot.
Last
From the train
shot.
tracks to the docks, then the
Basically
white
just
man's on the way
saying,
to the swamp. In the city river,
I'm getting older, this could be my last shot, so I'm just gonna give it all that I've got. There's no real technical concept to it or anything, that's basically all it is.
But we need to be quick before the clock has no tick
That's all
tock.
he's
Give them all a big shock if that
Wait,
ever happens, then we pay a big cost to the big boss. Like a rocket, we need to lift off. Keep it rocking like a souvenir gift shop. Every fan, everywhere knows the shit's hot, yeah it's hot. So they should not switch it off.
That's it.
Sorry, I had to do it, I switched it off.
That's all he's getting. That's all he's getting for now.
And couldn't tell you when it's dropping either, so you just have to update, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram at ODL Productions, Productions with a Z, everything with a Z, because,
So what's the YouTube channel?
YouTube channel is Off the Leash Productions.
Yeah, with a Z.
Yeah, with a Z. Yeah. SoundCloud is Z.A.Z. So, yeah. But if you, I can send you all the links and that. You follow me on Instagram or subscribe to YouTube or whatever. I'll fix you
A
up.
lot more stuff will be getting,
I'll fix
put
yeah.
down now.
Yeah. 2020.
2020 is the year of. You just never know, to be honest, where it could go.
That's right.
It's only going to go up, but where